Hello everyone and welcome back to the SteemTrail Gaming News. Today is the 12th March of 2018. My name is Kralizec and I will be your host for this evening. Yes, I remembered the date for once. I'm good. I'm very, very good. Today we got 3 stories for you guys. First, we're going to take a look at the new Hearthstone expansion that has been just announced. Secondly, we're going to look at XQC again because he has been fired from his team after his recent problems with the Overwatch League. Last of all, we're going to take a look at PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds as one of their pro teams has been disqualified for using a glitch. But you know what? As usually, let's begin with the Hearthstone expansion. So the Hearthstone expansion is going to be known the Witchwood, and it's all about witches and spooky things and worgens. And on top of that, I gathered a feeling that there's going to be some fairy books. Now, what's the word? Goddamn, you know what? Stories like Hansel and Gretel. Fuck, I'm bad with this. So, yeah, the expansion is going to be featuring 135 new cards. A few of them are already being showed up. We will talk about those a bit later. And it's going to be coming on the March 26th. No, that's when the card reveals will begin, apart from the few cards we got so far. And the expansion is going to go live mid-April, so that's in about a month, and that was pretty much what we expected from Hearthstone, as currently they are doing about 3 to 4 months per expansion, and it's been about 2 months since we got Kobolds and Catacombs. Apart from new cards and respectively new keywords, there is going to be a new mode added to the game. This time is going to be called Monster Hunt. It's going to be pretty much dungeon run, but with a twist. This time you will not be going in as one of the classic heroes. You will be going as one of 4 special heroes that each have their own hero power and creates. So it should actually be pretty interesting. I know what? I don't have really that much fun playing Hearthstone on the ladder. I do have occasionally fun in the arena. For some reason, yesterday I managed to go 12 wins, but when I actually want to play, I usually go to the dungeon run mode because, well, it's just fun. I don't have to care whether I get unlucky and feel salty because the other guy just drew well, and if it's a boss who beats me, I'm like, I didn't lose anything apart from time, and the time was paid out with the fun I had, so that's fine. And since we talked about that, let's now take a look at some of the cards. So the first card is a 3-mana Phantom Militia, which has Taunt, and one of the new keywords, Echo. Echo allows you to play the cards multiple times in a single turn. It's sort of similar to Unstable Evolution. If you don't know that card, it allows you to evolve a minion, and it's a Shaman card. And if you use it, you can use it again and again and again until you run out of mana. And this is pretty much the case with this particular keyword. I'm going to assume they will most likely limit the keyword to 5 mana cards, as that's, you know, you only have 10 mana maximum, so you couldn't really play 2 6-mana cards. Though you could if you had like 2 coins or something like that, but that won't be a situation that will happen very often. But I do like this keyword, Echo. It allows for some interesting gameplay. It allows you to not be so concerned about card draw, as you can play one single card multiple times, and it's stated decently on top of that. It's not being punished very heavily for the Echo keyword. Next card is a legendary Gand Greymane, the leader of the Worgens, one of the heroes of the Alliance, and he has also a new keyword. This one is called Start of Game. If your deck has only even cost cards, your starting hero power costs 1. So start a game essentially means something happens at the start of the game. I think it is pretty self-explanatory. There isn't that much to say about this one, but the mechanic is again interesting. It will certainly create some unique decks, though I suspect that it won't be as useful as Blizzard is hoping. Next card is Militia Commander, and again it has a new keyword called Rush. Apart from that, it has a battle cry, gain 3 attack this turn, and it's a 2/5. So but that means that on the turn you played, it's a 5/5, and Rush means that it can attack other minions on the turn it's played. So it's similar to Charge, but it cannot attack heroes, and I think that's actually a pretty elegant solution to a problem many games which do have Charge, Rush, whatever you want to call it, haste mechanics, often face, because some of the minions just shouldn't attack face at the turn they're played, and it also means that they have to be understated for their cost. Here, it actually a 5/5 for 4, which can attack directly, is insane. It's a warrior card, if I'm seeing correctly, and it should actually help warrior quite a bit in terms of its control, or maybe more mid-range sort of decks. Next up, we have Pumpkin Peasant, which has lifesteal, and each turn this is in your hand, swap its attack and health. This is again a new mechanic. When it swaps, it actually turns into a Worgen. So you're choosing between a Worgen form, which has, I'm going to assume, on average more attack than health, and a human form, which has less attack and more health. And on top of that, it has lifesteal and decent stats. It will be a great card, at least for Arena. I'm not sure about whether it's viability in Standard, but I'm not a big guru on that, I'd say. Next up, we have Baku the Moon Eater. This again features the start of the game mechanic, but this one it's for odd cards, and it upgrades your hero power. I wonder if this way works the same way as Justicar does. I'm going to assume it does, and then it's actually a decent card, but still limiting yourself to only use odd cost cards. Man, I'm betting there will be at least one deck that will work with either Greymane or Baku, but otherwise sorry guys, otherwise I don't think it will be that great. And I think this is our last card. Maybe wrong, maybe there's one more. This one is Azalina Soul Thief. 7 mana, 3/3, which seems pretty crappy, but replace your hand with a copy of your opponent's. So this will be the new aggro finisher, I'm betting. As you will be playing aggro, they will be spending all their removal, and then you will just steal their hand, and suddenly you have tools to maybe win the endgame. Otherwise, it's a cool card. Not that great. Yeah, and that's it for the Hearthstone cards. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. It actually looks like an interesting expansion. On top of that, we get a new PvE mode. The keywords do seem interesting. Yeah, cool. One thing that should be mentioned, there is a video of this, of their announcement, which is sort of hilarious. It tries to mimic how the Witch movie, one of the Witch movies, is played. And yeah, it is actually hilarious, and I definitely recommend you watch it. So let's move on. Let's move on to XQC, who, following some of his breaches for the Overwatch League of Code of Conduct, has been fired from his team. I don't assume it was actually because he breached them. It was more likely because he got suspensions both times, and he just couldn't play. And that's a big thing if you aren't exceptionally good, like unless you're the carry. It doesn't matter in esports or regular sports. You're just not going to be that important. So, sorry to say that way. He's only appeared in 6 out of 60 matches, and the team, oh, they just said, you know what, we would rather get somebody who would play for us more often. And our last piece of news for today is about PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, where one of their pro teams was disqualified for using a glitch during a tournament. And so this team is named Optic Gaming, and yeah, there was one of their players. He was standing in the corner, he looked through a texture. I'll be honest with you guys, it didn't seem like it was insanely useful, but yeah, the rules say you cannot use these things. So yeah, I guess they were disqualified rightfully, though I don't think they got any sort of benefit out of it, so I don't really see it. By the way, they actually won the tournament, so they were supposed to get $12,000, and because they got disqualified, no, nothing for them. And with that being said, that's going to be it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please consider giving us a thumbs up here on YouTube and subscribing to the channel. If you're watching on Steam, maybe you want to give us an upvote and follow the blog. Be sure to leave a comment stating your opinion. Tell me, are you excited for the new Hearthstone cards? And don't forget to watch tomorrow for more gaming news, as we are your source of daily gaming news every single day. See you guys later with more gaming content.